Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I'm going to talk about what it means to have your Venus falling into someone's 8th house in Synastry or vice versa. I'm actually surprised I haven't talked about this overlay yet because this is a really exciting and powerful one that can be very deeply healing as well. So when we have Venus, our love planet, what we value, what we find pleasurable and attractive, falling into someone's 8th house of intimacy, sex, and deep, dark secrets and powerful feelings, um, this creates a really interesting level of magnetism and attraction and fascination between the two people, where the Venus person can really see the house person as like the object that they can unleash all of these powerful, intense sexual fantasies onto. And actually, the same is kind of happening on the reversal, where the house person feels like the Venus person is just incredibly sexy and powerful, and they activate them in a really deep emotional way though too, where there's just this sense that this is something life changing, this relationship, like this could be it. And it can almost feel like a little bit too powerful, although it is Venus, so it's more gentler than if it was Mars, but it still brings up a lot of feelings in the house person that, depending on the nature of their 8th house, they could become very obsessed with the Venus person. They could really want to be around them, like at all costs. So sometimes when we have 8th house overlays or Pluto synastry, we can see some level of like unhealthy obsession. Now this one has more of the potential to be like a healthy obsession, if there is such a thing, because the Venus person is bringing their heart, their love nature into this really sensitive, intimate, compulsive place of the house person's 8th house, that the Venus person can really allow the house person the opportunity to lovingly see the contents of that 8th house and what is there, and bring it up for healing through this relationship. This is a relationship that, if it is one to become sexual, it is the type of sex that is like very deeply transformative and healing and intimate, and definitely remembered for a long time. And it could lead to, like, depending on other things, like I said, like an obsession, or a relationship that is so deeply bonded and intimate that you just feel like you have found your other half, right? And you have to look at everything. Just this one planet in the 8th house, that's not going to indicate, all of this. But it's like with this one, with the right aspects going on, even with just a little bit of compatibility, this one has the potential to be wildly attractive and powerful and sexy and healing. So it's definitely a powerful one to have. It doesn't always work out like positively because there's so much feeling involved. So, one person or both people could get hurt by the level of intensity that this overlay is, because Venus can tend to be, it's not always, but it can tend to be a more superficial planet. So when it's going into someone's 8th house, sometimes someone can be hurt by, let's say, one person really wanting this to be it, right? And then if the other person doesn't feel it, there can be hurt feelings with this, because it's not like when we have more lighter house overlays, we can easily accept each other as friends, and we're friends first, and it's easy to talk and like be not so grabby and like holding on tight to the person, right? We can let them be free like the butterfly. But with Venus in the eighth, we don't really want to do that. Or sometimes one person really doesn't want to do that, and there can be hurt feelings. And then sometimes what can happen is that the relationship does break up, and then it ends up reversing, and the other person wants it now, and then the same thing happens on the reversal. It's really interesting. This one, the level of fascination and intensity and magnetism and transformation and healing that this can bring up. It's probably one of the most powerfully sexual overlays of Venus. Like, it is just like, it will rock your world, the attraction that there can be here. So this is definitely one to remember if you have this in your relationship. This is really beneficial for physical attraction, deep emotional intimacy. You can end up feeling really safe with each other, and really like the house person and the Venus person both can feel like they're safe to share their secrets. They're safe to share the uglier parts of themselves and be accepted and loved, and that can be really, really healing as well. The sex can be really healing and intimate and not at all awkward. Like, how sometimes in that kind of relationship, people can feel shy or nervous about, their body or their past or whatever. But when Venus is coming into the eighth house in the Synastry overlay, it's like none of that matters. You actually love each other more because you've gone through all that dark stuff, or because you have that insecurity about your body. Like, let's say the house person feels like insecure about some part of their body, and then the Venus person just finds it totally attractive, or vice versa, right? It actually ends up being even more of a turn on that you have these insecurities, because the eighth house overlay, it's like you can heal these deep wounds, which is actually amazing, because one of the energies of the eighth house is like death and rebirth and transformation. So when it's Venus there, it's like Venus is pouring honey all over all those deep wounds, and really allowing the house person to open up. And in turn, the same thing happens on the reversal too. Like, it's sort of both people get that. And the Venus person is really turned on by how much the house person is turned on. Now, I've talked a lot about if this is a couple. If this is not a romantic relationship, there's still powerful sexual undercurrents, and like, this could be a partner, like, or a friend, or someone who you actually talk about deep things with. You talk about sexual things with. You talk about your deep dark secrets, and you bring healing. So it's kind of exactly the same, but like without the physical component. It's still a very deep relationship. It could be a friendship that is long lasting, like for life, where you really just you let each other in to these deeper parts of you that maybe you are more ashamed about with other people, but not with this person. This is like a special soulmate person to you. So it can be very good. The only downside is like the level of intensity. It can be uncomfortable for Venus, depending on the nature of their Venus. And also with the house person, depending on how familiar they are with what's going on in their eighth house, it might also feel vulnerable as well. But yeah, I'd love to know your experiences of this overlay. Was it like this? Oh, another thing, powerful telepathic psychic links too. Like you can speak without speaking with this one. So there's a powerful psychic link with this overlay too. So yeah, I'm doing your requests. Let me know if you have any requests, any videos you want me to do. And I do offer one-on-one sessions. My links are below, and we'll talk soon. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.